This is Part 5 Regulatory Strategy for Vivus. I'm Robert Kagbo. I'm a Senior Research Scientist at the Albany Molecular Research in New York. In the regulatory strategy, I will discuss the following. I will cover the new drug application filing in the US, Europe, and other countries. Also, I will talk about the package insert, discuss the indication Vivus was approved for, both in the US, Europe, and other major markets. In addition, I will discuss the dosage form and treatment schedule, and finally discuss the patient population that are involved in the treatment regimens. To start this discussion, one may ask, where was the first filing for Vivus was done? This question can be answered from previous lecture that we've had, in which 85% of companies launched their first wave of drug from the US. The first drug application was filed in the US on December 6, 2005 by New River Pharmaceuticals, who were later bought by Share Pharmaceutical. It's important to note that only New Share Pharmaceuticals were involved in the initial filing in 2005. The indication was for the treatment of ADHD in children between 6 and 12 years old. This was the first and only stimulant prodrug and was a novel treatment for ADHD. The filing had 3 dosage strengths of 30, 50, and 70 milligrams, and it was indicated as an oral drug for once daily dosing with extended duration of effect and also reduced abuse-related characteristics compared to other medicines for the treatment of ADHD. The NDA was approved by the FDA after 2 years from initial filing. This process, as we've learned in the lecture, that it has been improved significantly. This approval was for only children between 6 and 12, as we may note, and the 3 specific dosage strengths. While the approval process was in progress, a supplementary filing was done. Share Pharmaceuticals filed the supplementary NDA in June of 2007 for this time the adult population. The FDA approved the supplementary filing less than a year later for 30, 50, and 70 milligrams for the treatment of ADHD in the adult population. About 2.5 years later, another supplementary NDA was approved, this time for the use of Vivus in 13 and 17 years adolescent population. And the dosage strength was also approved. We are between 20 and 70 milligrams in 10 milligram increment. The use of Vivus for the treatment of ADHD now covers a vast amount of the US population. However, it is important to note that these approvals discussed so far were only for the US. What about other major markets? In February of 2012, Health Canada approved Vivus for the treatment of ADHD in children between 6 and 12 years old. Note the dosage strength approved was for 30 and 70 milligrams, which is slightly different from that in the US of 30, 50, and 70. It may just be a matter of time and the outcome of clinical data for other population subgroup in Canada for them to be included in the treatment. In addition, Vivus has been approved in South America, and now Brazil treats children between 6 and 12 years with ADHD are treated with Vivus. Finally, in Europe, a successful phase 3 study was carried out for children and adolescents with ADHD in 2011. As a result, the Medicine Healthcare Product Regulatory Agency in the UK in 2012 reviewed Vivus for the treatment of ADHD. Please note the trade name for Vivus in Europe is Venvance or Elvance, depending on the country, which now includes 8 European countries. That is UK, Germany, Finland, Denmark, Ireland, Norway, Spain, and Sweden. What are all the dosage forms and strengths? It is important to note that every person with ADHD is different and will vary in his or her response to the available treatment. This is because ADHD is a complex disorder and every patient has specific needs. While there are no cure, but there are several available dosage forms and strengths to treat the symptoms of ADHD. It is a once daily capsule taken preferably in the morning, and given an example of that in the slide. To minimize mistakes and confusion, each Vyvanse dosage strength has its unique color associated to it. For example, 30 milligrams capsule has white and orange color, 40 milligrams has white and tail color, and 70 milligrams has blue and orange color as shown in the slide. What are the medical guide for these medications or product inserts? It is important to note that Vyvanse is administered as part of a total treatment plan. The drug is effective throughout the day. However, it should not be taken by patients with heart-related issues or patients on monoamine oxidase inhibitor like Nadil, Marfan, Zalipan, etc., or those who are currently under other antidepressants. In addition, there are many side effects, and for children, slow growth will be of high concern in addition to others shown in the slide. What about the adult populations or the adolescent populations? Similarly, for the adolescent population, it is a doctor-prescribed medication. Vyvanse has been shown to improve attention and reduce symptoms of hyperactivity in teenagers, but it should not be taken by those under antidepressants or other heart-related issues. The side effects, as we've seen previously, slow growth, psychotic symptoms, are a major concern among others. For the adult population, as seen for children and adolescents, the adult population has similar warnings and side effects. Heart-related issues will be of a major concern among other side effects shown on the slides. In summary, Vyvanse is approved in the US for the treatment of ADHD in vast amount of the US population. It's a once-a-daily capsule with dosage strength from 20 to 70 milligrams. In addition, it's also been approved in Canada, Brazil, and 8 European countries as shown in the slide. Side effects of Vyvanse include slowing of growth, anxiety, dizziness, heart-related issues, etc. This concludes part 5 of the regulatory strategy for Vyvanse. Thank you for your attention.